friends. Welcome to the Inkandescent Show on GTV Broadcasting on FOX5 PLUS in Washington, D.C. I'm Hope Katz Gibbs, founder of Inkandescent PR and Publishing and proud host of the show. This month, we're shining a light on 4 of our incandescent authors. This is week 3, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to historian David O. Stewart. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So a little bit about David. He was a trial and appellate lawyer for many, many years, and today he writes award-winning history and historic novels about the Founding Fathers, often, but not only. He has received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Washington Independent Review of Books, was a reporter for the Staten Island Advance, and for 10 years wrote the monthly Supreme Court column for the American Bar Association Journal. Nothing to sneeze at, David. You've also done on-air commentary for CNN, C-SPAN, Bloomberg News, and MSNBC. Such an impressive career. So take us back. So you started as a journalist, then became a lawyer, now you're a historian and author. How did one thing lead to the next?
Well, I started out, my first job was as a reporter for my hometown newspaper, the Staten Island Advance, and that's just a great overview of the world. You have to talk to people, find out what's going on. I wrote stories about how the draft was impacting young people in the Vietnam era, about the sewers on Staten Island that didn't work, and about the New York State legislature. And it really gave me a terrific introduction, and of course you have to write. I went to law school and decided to try to become a lawyer because it seemed, and some people will snigger at this, but it seemed to be elevating. You're part of a justice system and you're trying to help the system do justice. And it was, again, a great view of the world. I represented hospitals and casinos. I represented a man on death row for 15 years. We finally got him out. My colleagues did it after I left the business. And I got to argue 3 cases the 2 cases in the Supreme Court and defended an impeachment trial in the U.S. Senate. I mean, it was a great run. But, the work I was doing, which is trial and appellate work, it's combat. It's fighting. And I got weary of that and decided to try to take a turn, and just have been blessed to be able to find another chapter writing books and books about subjects that fascinate me. And I've been loving doing it.
That's amazing. So the history component, the Founding Fathers, right? So you were an author in residence at Mount Vernon as you were working on a book about George Washington, and that was several books ago. Now this new book, The Democracy We Must Keep, that is inspirational. I have read this 90-page book, which also has important documents at the end. So tell us what inspired you to do this one.
Well, I think like a lot of Americans, I've been finding the current situation of our country depressing and difficult. We are getting nastier and nastier. We're less interested in solutions than, again, as I just said about law, than in combat. And I wanted to go back. What do I have to offer to this problem that could help people? And I do know the founding era. I've written 5 books set in it. And that's the time when this country was invented. And we're different from other countries. China's been there for millennia. The Chinese people have been there for millennia. Almost all of us, not the Indians, but almost all of us, our forebears came from somewhere else. And they chose to come here. And they chose to come here for opportunity, but also because of our ideals, because we were creating this new form of government, self-government, and the people would rule. And that's just a wonderful thing. And I wanted to look at the writings of the people who created this government, how they expressed it, what their aspirations were, and have my contemporaries get exposed to that and really think about, are we living up to that?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, you, in this book, you really go through each of the founding fathers, the impact, and the documents that we need to understand. I read this book 3 times and could keep reading it. It's just so informative.
It's short, so you can read it.
It's wonderful. And David has a new show on Incandescent Radio and Incandescent.tv, Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Podcasts, too. So we're going to unpack each of these chapters. You're going to do interviews with each expert from Paul. Tell us about some of the chapters that we're going to talk about.
Well, we'll talk about Thomas Paine, who was our leading propaganda writer. We're going to talk about Patrick Henry's great speech, Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. Going to talk about the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. You can't not talk about them.
Right.
And finally, Washington's Farewell Address, which is an extraordinary statement that in many ways anticipates some of the troubles we're having now.
Yeah.
And he was a smart man.
Yeah, and he did that with Alexander Hamilton, another smart fella. Yeah. So check us out. You are listening to the Inkandescent Show on Fox 5 and GTV. We will see you next week. I'm Hope Katz Gibbs, proud producer of the show. Be Incandescent is our mission, and we wish you all the best.